I'm Michael Smith. I am the founder of Wise Knowing and was the co-founder of the Center for Applied Rationality. Um, and this is a testimonial for the Impeccable Man Master Class. I got an enormous amount of transformation out of it, an enormous amount of personal and social benefit uh, from going through this course. And I want to make it easy for men who fit reasonably well with this program to find it and notice that it can do something powerful for them too. So um, I found this program in the middle of a year of soul searching. I just left the Center for Applied Rationality, in my opinion, at that point the project had failed, and it was I was looking at the fact that it had failed largely for political reasons, and I didn't know how to fight in the kinds of ways that I would need to succeed in that way. There were similar themes throughout my life of projects like it that had failed. Like CPAR was not the first major scale project that I had tried to put together to make a meaningful difference in the world. So I needed to transform me, since I'm the common element in all of these projects. So um, when I came to talking um, with you, Deus, when it came to looking at the Impeccable Man program, I was looking for how do I actually become a more full version of myself that can actually deliver something powerful into the world, that can be of service to others and also live a good life. And um, yeah, when I when I first encountered it, there was a sense of hesitation because it seemed like a lot of other men's programs when I was first looking at the initial material. But in getting to go through the discovery call, it became really clear to me that no, this is actually about real transformation. This is about aiming at personal transformation. You devote yourself to this work, and like anything like it, you get out what you put in. Um, but that this was meant to be something considerably more than guys get together and just feel feelings. There's a lot more depth to it, actually changing the infrastructure of the mental, emotional, somatic system. So um, for me, putting down the money, jumping in, it was a little painful at the time because I didn't have an income. This was burning how much time I had left to be free to continue my explorations. But this absolutely made sense. It absolutely made sense for me. Um, and for me, part of the benefit that I got was in the act of devotion, the act of deciding, yes, I'm going to do this. Um, and the program itself was enormously transformative in terms of the content and also the kind of support that I got. I learned, I'd already been fairly emotionally sensitive and aware. I'd already gotten exposed to a lot of material that is about authentic relating and opening up your feelings and using this as a foundation for interpersonal relationships. But there was a level of direct experience, a level of actual wisdom, rather than just knowledge or even practice, that I didn't even know I didn't know. And getting to get exposed to that and learning how to translate experiences and knowledge into wisdom is an enormous game changer for me. Uh, Doing that in a context where I was getting this daily practice of working on something to see what sticks well for me. How does this transform me? What might build something from in a deeper way, such that I can transform myself. Along with these weekly check-ins, where as a group we would come together with a sense of kindness and also challenge, an elegant combination of those two in an ongoing way. That made a huge difference for me. It gave me like it resulted in me being open to a number of key steps that have resulted in me knowing what to do with my life, with um, how to build a business. I've been dealing with a lot of meekness and pain associated with God. Can I even build a business? I've done this a couple of times before, but it keeps failing. Um, and like a hesitation to even try, like being able to confront that feeling and not just blow past it, but to instead integrate the fear and pain in a way that became a strength in my efforts. Doing the same thing in my interpersonal relationships, transforming something going on in my connection with my partner so that instead of us really liking each other, but also having this kind of weird, uh, can we even talk about how real this connection is, to something that has become deep, intimate, and rich and gets richer every day. Uh, and also just enormous ease. I've, I used to be enormously more anxious, and having a sense of how to ground in my body and in my emotions. It was something that I knew from meditation before, but this, again, this was a matter of making that knowledge wise, making it something that I could use. So, um, and then also with the in the group itself, getting to see each guy going through his own transformation arc, uh, but through something similarly powerful. Getting to see one guy go from not quite able to um, talk in front of the group, having this I can't like this constant like don't know what to say. Now he can just kind of roll into it with a kind of ease that uh, it bespeaks a lot of power, and that power is not just like he's not limply familiar with this and feeling weak. Like there's a sense of he is present to the group, and that presence is kind and unrelenting. Like that is beautiful combination. Uh, and another guy who had a kind of shyness that he was dealing with, um, where I don't know if shyness is the right word, but he was dealing with something having to do with like social dynamics. It was like, should I go to a poetry slam? I will go to a poetry slam this week, which he said many weeks in a row. But the act of working with that and getting the group's support, he eventually shifted that into things that worked well for him. He started actually sitting down and spending time writing a book he had been meaning to work on for a long time, and started going on these dates with women where previously he had enormous anxiety with women, even just talking to them. And then he got to where he still felt the nervousness, but the nervousness didn't bother him. He had room to be able to navigate that. So watching transformations like this happening fairly quickly over and over again uh, in the context of this group creates a sense of solidity and power and ease that I found personally very valuable, very expansive. As it gave a sense of a touchstone in my days and weeks of, oh yeah, and then this is going on with this group. Well, on Wednesday, I'll be able to tell the guys about this, and that'll be awesome. Or I'm struggling, and I don't know what to do here. I know whom I can reach out to. That is a constant resource in the background, creates an ease just knowing it's there, even when it's not being actively used on a day-to-day basis. In terms of, so to button this together, I would say that uh, my opinion is if you're watching this video, you probably should do this. Right? I, I don't know the details about your life, obviously, and this is a recording. But if you're watching this, it's because you're looking for something. And because you resonated enough with what Deus has put together that you thought to watch this video and to see, well, what is this? Is this really for me? If that's where you are, like I've scoured uh, things having to do with authenticity and connection and processing trauma and uh, having community. I tried building these things. I've looked all over the place for this type of stuff. I have not found anything that is nearly as good for any of those purposes as the Impeccable Man program. There's Deus has clearly put this together with an intention of transformation that delivers from his own wisdom, his own actual lived experience. And it has given me an opportunity to see how to cultivate my own wisdom more deeply as well, and to cultivate dear friendships with a lot of people. Like, I consider Deus a close friend at this point. Um, so if you're looking for a transformation, like, and you're looking to join a program to do it, I doubt you're going to find anything better than this. Right? I think this is what you're looking for, is my opinion. So if you still feel hesitation, you're feeling a little like on the fence there, well, at some point you're going to need to decide what you're doing, or nothing's going to change and you're going to keep feeling the way you feel. Make a choice.